Hello. Well, what's going on in politics? So I'm Pyrrho. I follow this stuff. I'm going to start really basic, but I don't know how much you know. The Democrats are totally out of power. They're out of all the branches of government. They're not in any majorities. So they have a couple, chances to be in the majority if you think about it. Like they could have more governors than Republicans, but they don't. They could have more House representatives than Republicans, but they don't. And they could have more senators than Republicans, but they don't. And they could have more president, but they definitely don't. And so they're hoping to get some of these things turned into majorities now. The governorship, that's a real, nobody really follows that too much. But they could retake that. Now, the House is fairly likely. All of the House representatives come up for election every 2 years, so the Republican can lose and the Democrat win. Now, I should say, I'm not really a Democrat because I'm not a partisan, but I do tend to vote for Democrats, and so I'm a Democrat because I vote for Democrats. But I'm not against Republicans. I'm not against conservatives. I'm not. My own philosophy, is more towards what I would call progressive at this point, but also with libertarian elements. But I can talk about that later. But if you see that, I'm counting this from the Democratic perspective, it's true. I am interested in seeing what the Democrats will do if in power. I mean, that's my only other choice besides Republican. But what I was going to say is that the Republicans need, with 5 senators, then they'll tie in the Senate. It'll be 50-50. They won't have a majority because the vice president would win the deciding vote, and by doing so would cast evil upon the land, being Dick Cheney. In the House they need 15 new Democrats, Republican losses to over what they have now to regain a majority. So that's considered likely. The Senate, not so much. And the Senate is interesting in that even the Senate Democrats are conservative. The Senate's supposed to be conservative, and this is where Joe Lieberman, you might have heard about Joe Lieberman, and see that I'm doing this for people also that may understand politics. It's too much bullshit to pay more attention than to say let's watch a YouTube video on it. But so anyway, Joe Lieberman is for those who know, then you'll know that Joe Lieberman is the Connecticut senator who ran as a Democrat, lost the primary, and is now running as an independent, which is fabulous. Politics. Now it's sort of bad news, but on the other hand, right in line with this fabulous politics idea that Joe is going to win as a so-called independent, which is a word for nobody likes this guy. But I have mixed feelings on that too. Well, on the one hand, I dislike Joe. On the other hand, I don't like Joe. And on the other hand, Joe is really a pain in the ass. On the other hand, we're also supporting around now Jack Webb, who made that program in Dragnet, and what's with that? And he's very conservative. And we're also supporting Casey. Of course, Casey is running against Santorum. So, I mean, that's like, yes, I'll vote for, anybody over Satan. So anyway, but I really, I wonder what the Democrats are going to do as part of their ruling, philosophy. And I wish they had a ruling philosophy. That would be nice. But at least they don't have one, and it's evil. So as far as I know, I mean, they've been keeping it a secret, maybe for a reason. But in all seriousness, I am serious. But I really hope they win because the Republicans are a fucking nightmare. Okay. No offense, my mom is conservative, and if you lay off the conservatives, man. But vote Democrat, okay? Okay, it's come to my attention that it's Jim Webb that's running for, I knew that all along. Jim Webb, Jack Webb. Dragnet's an old program. It's not current. Like Jim Webb running against Senator McCock Allen, who is like eats babies.